Why did juntas emerge in Latin American history? Imagine a time when countries fought hard to break free from colonial rulers, only to face new struggles for control and stability. That's the story of Latin America after gaining independence. When colonies became independent nations, their governments were often weak and unstable. The old colonial powers had left behind a fragile political system that couldn't hold together. Social divisions among different groups made it even harder to build strong governments. Economic troubles, like poverty and inequality, added fuel to the fire. During the wars for independence in the early 1800s, local groups called juntas formed to lead the fight against Spain and Portugal. These juntas were usually made up of Creole elites, people born in the colonies but of European descent, who wanted to replace colonial officials with local leaders. They aimed to keep social order while asserting independence. These early juntas acted as temporary governments during times of crisis, trying to keep things stable while the country was in transition. As time went on, many Latin American countries faced ongoing chaos. Civil wars, power struggles, and economic problems made it hard for civilian governments to survive. Military leaders saw this chaos and believed they could restore order better than politicians. This led to the rise of military juntas, groups of senior officers who took control of governments. They claimed they were protecting the nation from chaos, leftist movements, or insurgencies. The Cold War played a big role too. The United States and the Soviet Union were competing for influence in Latin America. Military leaders often justified coups by saying they were stopping communism from spreading. Countries like Argentina, Chile, and Brazil experienced military takeovers that lasted 4 years. These juntas often used force, repression, and human rights abuses to stay in power. Latin American militaries were usually well-organized and professional. They could act as a united front, which made them powerful enough to overthrow civilian governments. Their role was rooted in the colonial tradition of authority being centralized and hierarchical. Many leaders saw force as a way to keep social order and prevent chaos. However, juntas often caused suffering. They suppressed democratic freedoms and caused human rights violations. Their role left scars on society and made it harder for these countries to rebuild trust in democracy. Understanding why juntas appeared helps us see the ongoing challenges in Latin America today. It shows how fragile political systems can be and why strong institutions and inclusive governments are so important to prevent military takeovers.